So hey, what is up guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be diving you into the world of typography and exploring some amazing hacks that will help you take your design skills to the next level. Typography is not just selecting fonts and arranging text. It plays a vital role in setting the tone, improving the readability, and guiding users through your content. You may have seen a lot of big headings with a crispy feeling and a lot of paragraphs that just feels good, but your mind can't tell why. Why this typography heading, why this little paragraph, and why these things looks awesome. Actually, there are a lot of studies conducted specifically for typography, but you might be thinking, if something as simple as typography is so complicated, how complicated is your design? Well, let's leave all of that and let's talk about how you can improve your design from this to this, just applying 6 little hacks. Let's refer to the number 1 hack, which is line height. Line height refers to the space between text line and is crucial for achieving good design. By examining the websites of well-known companies, you will notice that their headings tend to have a similar line heights. It's important to note that as headings size increases, the line height generally decreases. To enhance your designs with line height, I recommend using a range of 1.1 to 1.3 times the size for headings and 1.3 to 1.5 times the size of the body text. So here we go to hack number 2, letter spacing. You might have seen headings with just a crisp look. You might not know how to achieve that headings, and I personally have seen those headings on some random web page like a RunVML, or I don't know, I've seen them on a lot of pages, and I always wonder, how do I get these? And mostly I just open the inspect bar and see that which font family they're using, and they're using a simple font family like Inter or Poppins, and say, let's do this. And I also use Inter and Poppins, and like, no, that's not what I want. So letter spacing refers to the distance between characters in your text. While it may not seem significant, it can make a big difference in the appearance of your content. You may have noticed that the headings with crispness often use negative letter spacing. You might wonder why fonts don't come with the negative letter spacing by default if it looks so good. The simple answer is that negative letter spacing is typically reserved for headings. If you use it too much in your body text, you will notice a decrease in overall readability. This also applies to headings, but the impact is less noticeable due to their larger size. As a general rule, when it comes to letter spacing for text, I typically use somewhere around 1.1 to 1.2. I typically use somewhere around negative 1% to negative 2% for headings. If it looks too tight and you're unsure, a lower number is usually the better choice. Let's move on to then hack number 3. Use the text alignment. Using center alignment for long paragraphs can cause a significant problems in your design. When reading a long paragraph that is center aligned, it takes longer to process the information because you constantly have to find the beginning of each line. This decreases the overall readability and your reading speed as you spend time locating the next line instead of reading. However, central line text is acceptable and commonly used for headings and shorter text chunks. Many big companies and visually appealing websites utilize center alignment for these purposes. One thing you should never do is mix center aligned headings with left aligned body text, or vice versa. Avoid this practice as at all costs. A general rule of thumb is use left alignment for anything that spans more than 3 lines of text. Additionally, as mentioned earlier, do not mix and match alignments between headings and body text. Okay, so let's move on to hack number 4, text width. The next point is about text width in a UX study conducted by the Baymard Institute. It was revealed that long lines of text are typically perceived by users as intimidating and overwhelming. As a result, users are more likely to avoid reading the text. Clearly, users avoiding to read the text is not a good thing. The Baymard Institute also concludes that more users will fail to fully understand the benefits of products or services and thus decide that a particular product or service won't meet their needs. So not only will long line of text discourage users from reading, but they will also lead to fewer conversation. This may not mean a lot to you if you're just focused on designing good looking stuff. However, let me put it like this: fewer conversion equals less money, which in turn leads to unhappy clients and stakeholders. No matter how good the design looks, it's important to consider the impact on conversions. Now, you may be wondering, what is a good text width? Well, this is not just my opinion, but a recommendation from the Baymard Institute. They suggest that anywhere between 50 to 75 characters is a good range to stay within your body text. For a normal paragraph, aiming around 18 pixels, staying within 50 to 75 characters is ideal. When it comes to pixel width, 600 pixels for the desktop screen is a very good number to stick with. I have left the source of the article from the Baymard Institute in the description so you can read that article to yourself. Another really great point when it comes to text width is that the paragraphs should not be too long on same line, like it should be not 5 to 6 even 10 lines, and they should not be like so much text width that a 3 line sentence is coming into 1 line. That is also imitating. And yeah, you already use all of these, and you might see in the blog articles and stuff that there is a specific max width for the paragraphs and text within it. Let's move on to the hack number 5, hierarchy. A common mistake is to overuse text sizes to indicate hierarchy in your designs. This will quickly make your designs look messy, random, and unprofessional. Like most things in design, less is usually more. Fortunately, we have a rather easy solution for this. So the next time you're designing something, try your absolute hardest to stick with just 2 different font sizes. Use the font weight and subtle color changes to indicate hierarchy. This is a very common problem. I saw a lot of designs where a category on the top of the title is bigger and does not match with the overall design perspective. That's because most people think that to indicate any hierarchy in a text is just making it bigger, smaller, something like this. But it's not always a good point. You can change the colors. You can um, you can also change the font weights, like make it bold, you can underline, stuff like this, and it makes the hierarchy. So there's no problem with just using 2 to 3 different font sizes. Just don't overuse font sizes. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's move on to hack number 6, spacing. This is a really interesting thing. Space is one of the most neglected aspects of design for new designers. In relation to this, I found a really good quote by Jan Sikhold. I don't know if I've mispronounced his name. White space is to be regarded as an active element, not a passive background. So, white space or space should be as carefully considered as your images, buttons, or flashy animations. In fact, it should be even more considered than those things. Now, you might be thinking of what this quote really says. White space is to be regarded as an active element, not a passive background. What it means by that is that you have buttons, you have specific width, specific height for the buttons, specific colors, and stuff like that. White space should also be something like this. It should not be just something on the background, it should be something as an active element. And a lot of big design systems have a specific spacing. So they follow that spacing, which makes the designs overall look better. Now, there is a very practical way of approaching this when designing, and I call it relationship advice in UI design. If you have a group of elements and you ask yourself, what's their relationship? You will quickly notice that some elements have a closer relationship than others. Let me give you a practical example. In this group of text elements, the bottom heading is more closely related to the body text below than it is to the body text above, because it's the heading for the text below, not the text above. So this will tell us here that since the bottom heading and the body text have a closer relationship, they should be positioned closer to each other. To make it simple, let's use a multiplier for this relationship. If the distance between the bottom heading and the bottom body is x, 16 pixels, the distance between the bottom heading and the top body should be 2x, or 32 pixels. The same rule can be applied to a lot of things in your UI, such as distances between call to action elements and hero text, logos and links in navigation menus, etc. In conclusion, typography is a powerful tool in UI UX design, influencing the overall look, readability, and user experience of a digital interface. The presented hacks offer valuable insights for designers looking to enhance their typographic choices, line height, and letter spacing. Adjusting the line height and letter spacing can significantly improve the overall design, with recommended ranges for headings and body text. Number 2, text alignment. Careful consideration of text alignment is crucial. Center alignment is suitable for headings and shorter text chunks, while long paragraphs should be left in line to maintain optimal readability. Text width. The Baymore Institute suggests an ideal range of 50 to 75 characters for the body tag, promoting better readability and user engagement. Designers should be mindful of text width to avoid overwhelming users and impacting conversions. Number 4, hierarchy. Establishing hierarchy with font size is important, but overuse can lead to a cluttered and unprofessional appearance. Designers are encouraged to use only 2 font sizes and rely on weight and subtle color changes for hierarchy. Spacing. White space is to be considered an active element rather than a passive background. The relationship advice approach emphasizes the importance of considering the spacing between elements based on their relationship, enhancing the overall visual harmony. So that is it for the video. And if you have any questions or doubt, you can add a comment down below. You can also follow me on Twitter or also subscribe to my newsletter at programmingfi.com. See you later.